The greatest battle you'll ever face. What if I told you that the most dangerous enemies you will ever encounter are not those who stand before you, but the ones that live inside your mind? Most people believe that winning means striking back harder, fighting relentlessly, and proving their strength. But history has shown that the greatest victories were won not by force, but by wisdom. Sun Tzu once said, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting." So how do you truly defeat your enemies? Not by engaging in battle, but by mastering yourself, by rising so high that they can no longer reach you. This is not just a philosophy, it is a strategy used by the wisest leaders, the strongest warriors, and the most successful individuals in history. In this guide, we will explore 5 powerful strategies that will help you eliminate your enemies without ever lifting a finger. But before we dive in, let me tell you a story. The tale of the silent warrior. There was once a great warrior known across the land for his ability to win battles without ever drawing his sword. He was calm, patient, and never reacted to provocation. One day, a young challenger filled with arrogance approached him in a crowded marketplace. "You are nothing but a coward," the young man shouted. "Fight me and prove your strength." The warrior simply smiled and walked away. The challenger grew angrier and followed him for days, insulting and provoking him at every turn. But the warrior never responded. Eventually, exhausted and humiliated, the young man collapsed to his knees. "Why won't you fight me?" he demanded. The warrior finally spoke. "If a fool hands you a gift, but you refuse to take it, to whom does it belong?" The young man was speechless. And just like that, the battle was over, without a single strike. This story holds the essence of true power, the ability to remain unshaken, untouchable, and undefeated, not by fighting, but by refusing to play the enemy's game. Now, let's explore how you can apply this in your own life. Strategy number 1. The power of silence. Have you ever noticed that the people who seek to harm you always expect a reaction? They insult you, hoping to make you angry. They spread rumors, expecting you to fight back. The moment you engage, you've already lost, because you've allowed them to control your emotions. But what if you refuse to react? Case study: the Stoic Emperor, Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, was often surrounded by political enemies. Many plotted against him, spreading lies and manipulating others to turn against him. But instead of retaliating, he remained silent and focused on his mission. His enemies became frustrated, their own hatred consuming them while he continued to rule with wisdom and strength. Silence is not weakness, it is control. When you refuse to react, you become unpredictable, untouchable. The next time someone tries to provoke you, try this. Say nothing. Simply smile and walk away. Watch as their frustration grows while you remain at peace. Strategy number 2. Transform negativity into power. Your enemies want you to feel weak. They want you to believe that their words and actions have power over you. But here's the truth. You decide what affects you. Negativity can either destroy you or fuel your growth. It's entirely up to you. The story of the one-armed judo champion. A young boy who had lost his right arm in an accident wanted to learn judo. Many people told him he would never be able to compete with others who had two arms. But his master taught him only one move. Day after day, the boy practiced that single move relentlessly. When the tournament came, he faced opponents much bigger and stronger than him. But he kept using that one move, and he won every match. After the final victory, he asked his master, "Why did I only learn one move?" The master smiled and replied, "Because the only defense against that move is to grab your opponent's right arm, and you don't have one." His greatest weakness had become his greatest strength. What if the very thing you see as a disadvantage is actually your hidden power? Instead of wasting energy on revenge, channel it into your growth. Become so strong, so successful, that your enemies become irrelevant. Strategy number 3. Patience, the sharpest weapon. 1. Understanding the power of time. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that everything must be solved immediately. But in reality, time is the greatest enemy of the impatient. When someone tries to attack you with words or actions, pause and ask yourself, will this still matter a year from now? What happens if I do nothing? Can time resolve this issue on its own? When you understand that everything is temporary, you won't get caught up in meaningless battles. 2. Observe before you act. Impatience leads to failure. Your enemies want you to react impulsively, to make mistakes in anger. But the wise person always observes before taking action. Lesson from the eagle hunter. In a remote mountain village, a hunter wanted to catch an eagle. If he rushed in immediately, the eagle would fly away. Instead, he waited. He studied the eagle's habits, where it perched, when it came down, when it let its guard down. Then, on the perfect day, he struck once and succeeded. Right finger lesson. Your enemy will make mistakes if you are patient. Don't rush. Let them expose their weaknesses first. 3. When enemies destroy themselves. There is a famous saying, "Never interrupt your enemy when they are making a mistake." Cruel, greedy, or deceitful people always bring destruction upon themselves. If you let them act freely, they will eventually ruin themselves. Right finger real-life example. A toxic coworker may try to undermine you. But if you stay patient, one day they will lie too much and be exposed. You won't have to do anything. 4. Sometimes, no reaction is the strongest reaction. If someone insults you, stay silent. If someone provokes you, smile and walk away. If someone tries to anger you, act indifferent. Your silence will drive them crazier than any counterattack. Hourglass. The one who is patient controls the game. Strategy number 4. Move in silence. Make your enemies guess. 1. The power of mystery. Have you ever noticed that quiet people often make others uneasy? That's because when people don't know what you're thinking or doing, they can't find a way to attack you. Remember, people can't sabotage what they don't know. 2. Never let anyone know your next move. Planning to switch jobs? Don't tell anyone. Building a business? Keep it secret until it succeeds. Want to prove yourself? Let actions speak, not words. Lesson from Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon once said, "Never interrupt your enemy when they are making a mistake." In battle, he never revealed his plans. He tricked enemies into thinking he would attack from one direction, only to surprise them from another and win. Right finger, apply this in life. Never let people know your weaknesses. Never reveal your emotions to enemies. Never brag about your plans before they are complete. 3. Disappear for a while, then return stronger. Sometimes, the best way to defeat an enemy is to disappear. When you are criticized, don't argue. Walk away. When someone tries to drag you down, stay silent and focus on self-improvement. When you are hurt, heal quietly and come back stronger. Let people forget about you, and then one day, they will be shocked to see you at a level they can never reach. Sunglasses. The silent one is the most dangerous one. Strategy number 5. Rise so high that enemies no longer exist. 1. Enemies only exist if you care about them. Think about eagles. They never waste time fighting crows. They simply fly higher, where crows cannot follow. When you focus on growth, success, and inner peace, enemies become irrelevant. 2. The best revenge is a great life. Think about this. If someone hates you and wants to see you fail, what would hurt them the most? Right finger answer. Seeing you happy and more successful than ever. Lesson from Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years and treated horribly. But when he was freed, he didn't seek revenge. Instead, he became the president of South Africa and brought peace to the nation. He didn't lower himself to fight enemies, he rose above them. 3. When you become too strong, enemies disappear. When you succeed, jealous people lose significance. When you are happy, those who try to hurt you fail. When you reach a new level, old enemies become dust beneath your feet. Right finger. The best way to defeat enemies is to make them irrelevant. The strongest never have to fight. True strength does not come from physical battles or verbal arguments, it comes from wisdom, patience, and self-mastery. The greatest victories are won without direct confrontation because those who are truly powerful do not waste energy on petty conflicts. 1. Master yourself, not others. The deepest truth in life is that our greatest enemy is not outside, it is within us. If we conquer our anger, no one can provoke us. If we master our emotions, no one can manipulate us. If we focus on our own path, No distraction can slow us down. When you reach a state of inner balance, external enemies lose their power over you. 2. The art of strategic non-action. Lao Tzu, the great Taoist philosopher, taught the principle of Wu Wei, effortless action. This means knowing when to act and when to let things unfold naturally. A wise person does not chase revenge. They let karma do its work. A strong person does not waste energy on unnecessary fights. They reserve their strength for real battles. A successful person does not seek validation. They rise so high that negativity becomes irrelevant. 3. Transforming enemies into lessons. Every enemy, every obstacle, and every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Instead of fighting back with hatred, use these experiences to strengthen yourself. A betrayal teaches you who to trust. An insult teaches you emotional control. A failure teaches you resilience. If you take every hardship as a lesson, nothing in this world can defeat you. Call to action. Follow Buddhist wisdom for more enlightenment. If you found wisdom in these words, continue your journey with Buddhist wisdom. Here, we share profound insights that help you navigate life with clarity, peace, and strength. Subscribe to Buddhist wisdom to learn. Check mark how to stay calm in chaos. Check mark how to overcome negativity without fighting. Check mark how to cultivate inner peace and true power. Follow Buddhist wisdom now and transform your life with ancient wisdom. Folded hands sparkles.